Skedaddle skadoodles. It's time for another YouTube video. I don't know if that rhymed. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Scares here. I don't know. I was gonna say thank you for coming, but that sounds like I'm on a TV show. Thank you for coming. Why am I trying to act like I'm happy when I'm not? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, I welcome you to the hellhole. Ironically, oh my god, there's a freaking, what is that? It was a mosquito. Hi, if you're new here, well, obviously, if you're a newbie, welcome to my channel. Obviously, it's called Mysterious Butterfly, and obviously, hopefully that you know this, that's not my real name. For those of you who do know my real name, please don't share it, on here, because I'm not comfortable for that, and I'm not ready to share personal information about me until I'm, I guess, more comfortable doing this stuff. So, but anyways, my channel is here to, well, it's all about spirituality. So, on this channel, I am going to be talking about things like law of attraction, how to see angel numbers, you know, what the heck is a spiritual awakening, that sort of stuff. But if you're not into that, that's completely fine. Fine. If you're not into that, or you just don't know what that is, it's okay. My videos are also here to, well, I'm desiring for my videos to inspire someone in a positive way to change their lives, or, you know, whatever. So just mainly my channel is here for growth and inspiration. So if you're into that, then I don't know, just subscribe. But anyways, let's get right into the video. So as you can tell, well, as you already know by the title, I am going to be talking about Christianity. Personally for me, why I dislike it and why I moved into spirituality. Now, disclaimer, this is disclaimer, this is going to be, I'm going to be talking about Christianity through my personal experiences. So I know that when I talk about my experiences, that not all, you know, Christianity is not just this. Their Christian citizens are not just this type of way. There's so many different kinds, but since this is my video, my story, my life, my time, I'm going to be talking about my experiences with Christianity. So let's go. Yes. So when I was a little fetus, when I was a little baby, when I, you know, just popped out of, you know, you just gotta, just the vagina. When I popped out of vaginas, I was basically raised and born into Christianity. For those of you who don't really know what Christianity is, it's well, I don't know, there's many different definitions of it. But Christianity is having a personal relationship with God, and I guess kind of like being his disciple or whatever. I don't know. It's, oh my god, stupid mosquito, freaking scary. But you know, since we are on this earth, we kind of made our own man-made stuff and we put it into religion. So there's churches, there's Bibles. Well, I don't know if that's really a man-made thing. Well, it kind of is. But yeah, so that's basically Christianity, kind of. I don't know, I'm not going to get too much into that. So, like I said, I was basically raised and born into Christianity. Now, when we are a child, and I'm going to be talking about basically from when we are 0 to 7, during that timeline of age, well, first off, we have multiple different brainwaves. There's Delta, there's Theta, there's Charlie, no, I'm just kidding. Those are code names. No, but Delta, Theta, I forgot the other ones. But the brainwave Theta is the one that becomes dominant during that timeline from 0 to 7, most likely around that time. And apparently that's the same theta wave is the same frequency, I guess, as, you know, getting hypnotized. So when I was a little baby, when I was a little child, it was very, you know, it was very easy for me to, you know, adapt to this religion, to this belief, because when around that age, we kind of just absorb things, you know, and usually if we go back during our childhood, specifically that time, we can find out so much about ourselves, why we are the person we are today, because of beliefs that we inherited or kind of made assumptions about ourselves and the world during that timeline. And I don't know, but not a lot of people are self-aware about that, or aware about that, and it's kind of sad. So what was I saying? So I was, you know how we, especially when we're a child, I guess, and I know most of us, I'm pretty sure we still experience this, but we have more, how should I put it? We have a bigger picture of things, and we have more ways to look at things and to think. So when I was a child, I make that noise so much. Scrumptious. I'm so weird. But when I was a child, and basically when we all were children at some point. Well, I mean, some of you could be 8 right now and watching this, which, hello, peace. But when I was a little child, it was very easy for me to adapt to this belief in religion and to, you know, and I was taught to believe in this stuff by, you know, family members. Obviously, that's where you usually mostly get it from, by preachers, by pastors, by that sort of thing. And trying to remember if during that timeline I started really thinking about it, but well, I just went along with it, mostly like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. An earthquake. But you know, I went along with it usually like how most kids do, because, you know, well, when we're young, we're ignorant, and I didn't say that we're stupid, we're ignorant, and we're still all ignorant, but that doesn't mean that we're stupid, you know? Should I just call you stupid for not knowing, you know, the Fibonacci sequence, which it's this, I don't know, it's this this math formula kind of thing where it's a spiral and it's pretty much in almost everything in our life. It's some kind of math sequence, you know. It's just like, I don't know, I just find it weird how people call each other stupid for not knowing this. But it's just like, well, you're no better, you know. Okay, anyways, another time. But so yeah, where was I going with this? Anywho, I was basically ignorant and I followed into this, you know, beliefs, because I'm pretty sure when you're a child you think that's normal, which, I mean, it pretty much is. This Christianity thing is really overrated and generalized. I don't know what I'm saying. And I basically became a God's girl. Daddy's little girl. No. Never. You never take me alive. I'm so weird. But I started really thinking about things more, and this is when I started noticing that what I was being taught and what other family members were saying, preachers were saying, it didn't match with their actions, you know what I mean? So yeah, so for instance, the one that just popped up in my mind right now was, they seem to, for me, my family members who are Christian, and I'm not saying all of them are, only one I know, which is my auntie, one of my aunties, and she is such a sweetheart. You know, I can only really, I mean, talk to her and really come out of my shell a little bit, because she's more open-minded. But anywho, okay, where was I? Get so distracted. But I noticed that, you know, Christians, a lot of them, and I'm not saying all, but a lot, from my experiences, they look down on others a lot. They look down on, you know, guys and girls who are lesbian and gay, or yeah. And I remember seeing this one post a long time ago saying that God hates gay people. And I was like, wait, in the Bible, doesn't it say God loves everyone? And I was thinking, so why do, you know, if God loves everyone, then why are they saying that? And just things didn't seem to add up. And for me, I'm gonna go really personal, I guess, a little bit on why I really don't like Christianity, starting now. Let's go. But one of the reasons why I moved out of being a Christian and I just don't like it is because I would feel very, very judged. And for me, honestly, down to earth, like, no, not down to earth, but like just bluntly, so bluntly that I don't know. But you know, for me, Christians, a lot of them, not all, you know, I just want to make that clear, because some might just jump the gun and be like, oh, you're talking about all of us. I was like, no, I'm talking about most of you. I'm not saying all, because I'm not that close-minded. Sometimes I can be. Well, everyone can be close-minded at some point. Okay. But I didn't like how often I was being judged for. And I know that we all get judged, but to me, Christian people are they're the most judgmental people I ever met. Like, and it's really ironic how it's really interesting in my experience with family members, with friends, with teachers, that they were the most judgmental people ever. Yet they would say like, oh, you know, I go to church, I donate money, or, you know, I read the Bible and all that. And honestly, I never really liked going to church. I always felt out of place. When I was a young child, yes, I did love going to church. Well, kind of, but I did love going to church. But when I really started thinking for myself and started really stepping out of the box, I was like, I don't really like this. Get me out of here. No, I had to escape prison. But, and also another reason I don't like Christianity is because, and for me, and another reason, they're also so close-minded. I cannot tell you enough. Like, it's just so hard. It's like you can't. I have so many things to talk about. God, okay. God, Jesus. God, Jesus? No. Okay, where was I? But they have a hard time thinking out of the box when it comes to other people's beliefs, when it comes to anything that is not really related to this God that they believe in my experiences. And that's where I also feel judged, and I feel like I'm walking on eggshells, because I would get judged a lot for being human and normal. I mean, imagine being judged constantly for quote unquote disrespecting your parents, or just having a bad day, or just, you know, wanting to, a little TMI, wanting to, I don't know, masturbate or have sex before marriage, or, you know, I guess, I don't know, just a bunch of things. And it would feel like, it felt like no matter which direction I went, I would always, most of the time I would get judged for being human, and also a little off point, but not off point. This religion, or this belief, I guess, is very easy for a lot of toxic and narcissists to jump into it, because it's based on control, I would say. The religion part, Christianity, if I really looked at it by itself, which is just having a relationship with God, a personal relationship, then no, not really. But the religion kind mixed with Christianity, it's pretty toxic. And honestly, I live with a narcissist. I've dealt with a lot of narcissists in my life, but I live with one, and she's a Christian. And this is where it also gets kind of more difficult, because whether you've dealt with a toxic person or a narcissist, which you are so strong if you are still alive and you haven't stooped down to their level, because I know they can be difficult. Way difficult, please. But where was I? I'm so lost. It really, it really feels suffocating when people start using this belief, or I guess any kind of belief, but since I'm talking about this, I'm gonna push it towards this. So towards this this belief, and use it against you, use it as an advantage to control you. So if you, let's say, I don't know, yell at your mom or whatever, I don't know, but they're like, oh, well, you know, God doesn't like that, or that wasn't really a good one. Like, if you think about having sex before marriage, let's go with that. Having sex before marriage. Oh, God doesn't like that. Oh, you know, you're gonna be judged and all that. And it feels very intimidating. It feels very threatening, and it honestly makes me move away from this religion or this belief, whatever you want to call it. And I moved out of Christianity when I was 12, I think. Hi, sorry. Hello. They were making noises, my family. But when I was 12, I noticed that, I think that's when 11 or 12, I think, that's when I moved out of Christianity, because before that time I was really thinking about things, and I just didn't like some of the stuff I was talking about. I didn't like how I was being judged. I didn't like how I felt so pressured to not sin, you know, and I felt very intimidated by this God that they were speaking of, which is funny because now when I really think about it, a little info about me: my father is a narcissist also. I live with my grandma, so my granny-o. So yeah, my father is a narcissist, and I guess God was, from what my family painted and described, and other people as God as, or how they talked about him, it really kind of reminded me of my dad, and it pushed me away from being a Christian girl. So I went through many stages in my life. Well, not so many. When I came out of that, I think I became an atheist for a bit. I just didn't believe in anything. I didn't want to know about anything. And then recently-ish, it was like a hot and cold thing. Like, I would go back to Christianity, then I would get out from it. So it was a back and forth thing. And recently-ish, last year, I think, I went into Christianity, but it was the one where you have a very personal relationship with God. And it was okay, it was interesting, but it really wasn't, the dregs weren't kicking. The dregs weren't creaking. Cricket. I get so distracted. But so now I'm here, and I'm, I guess, spiritual, which I feel so grateful that I found this and that it's right for me. And also, another reason why I don't like this whole Christianity stuff is, well, like how I said earlier, how most of them, or the ones that I've experienced, they can't think outside of the box, you know? Anything that's ow, my arm. Anything that's that goes against their beliefs or what they've been taught is like, oh, it's satanic, like tarot reading or having sex before marriage, cussing, even, Jesus. Jesus. Is, you know, like you're gonna be judged for, you're gonna go to hell and all that. And it's also very hypocritical how it's like they would judge others, but they wouldn't really reflect on themselves and think like, hey, I've cussed before, or hey, I've thought about having sex before marriage, or hey, you know, I've been addicted to stuff, you know. And I think a lot automatically assume that once you become a Christian or you start believing in this thing that you automatically are up on this pedestal, you know, you're with God, you know, and you look at the peasants. That's how I see it, because that's how they kind of just treat themselves. Like, oh, since I read the Bible, since I go to church, since I have Christian friends, since you know, I'm entitled, you know. And it's very, like I said, it's very narcissistic behavior, which is also, it also makes sense how a lot of toxic people and narcissists can jump into this, because it's a very sneaky way to control others, which is really bad and crazy. Yes. Oh, my throat. Yeah, so I know I kind of went all over the place. I should have just listed them down like number 1, but I don't think that way, so hopefully you bared with me. This is not the end of the video. I have so much more to say. So stay with me. Well, if not, you can just click off. Get yourself some poppy corn. Get yourself I was gonna say sody pop, but this is our and come back. Come back, please. I'll do anything. I am so amazing at being weird. Yes. I'm trying to remember where I was. In Afghanistan. No, I wasn't. Yeah, and also for me, I hate the Bible. I freaking hate it. I despise the Bible, or dispose. No, despise, because disposing is like disposing the trash, I guess. But for me, I hate the Bible because, obviously, growing up as a Christian, you're basically kind of forced to read the Bible and get to know God's words. And I didn't like how I was watching these documentaries or stories or hear other people's opinions and be like, or say, you know, oh, I was going through a hard time and all of a sudden, you know, the book fell open and I started reading a chapter or two and wow, I'm cured, you know. And one part of me is jealous because, you know, I've tried reading the Bible, but for me it's hard to read because, well, it depends which version you read. I read the old ones, well, even the new ones too, but they're just so boring and it's just hard for me to read and focus, and it's just really boring. The only part in the Bible that I really like, the only thing I'm interested in, which is ironic because it's the most thing that I'm afraid of that might happen, is the Revelation, where it talks about the rapture and the end times. But then again, I love apocalypse, post-apocalyptic stuff. So, yeah, I'm jealous because I don't get to have that, you know, that awareness, that knowledge, that they just get to read it, and all of a sudden, you know, things make sense, you know, they have this, I don't know, quote unquote cured, you know. And I wish I can, you know, say the same for myself. I wish I can just open the Bible and read it and feel, you know, why am I touching myself there? And feel, like, not whole. I don't know if you can feel whole by reading a Bible, but feel a sense of peace, a sense of belonging, a sense of hope. And another part of me, you know, hates it because, I don't know, that's